There's a moment, and if you've been around a baby, you know exactly the one where they lock eyes with you and they just don't look away. No blinking, no distraction, just this deep, unblinking stare drilling straight into you. And here's the strange part. You're the one who looks away first. Something about it feels too intense, too knowing, like they're reading something in your face that you didn't give them permission to see. Most people laugh it off, shake it away, call it cute. But scientists found something inside that stare that genuinely changed how they understand the human brain. Because that baby isn't just looking at you. That baby is doing something to you and to themselves that no adult on earth is capable of replicating. Stay with this, because by the end, you'll never look at a baby the same way again. Here's what most people assume. Babies stare because their vision is poor. Their world is blurry, their focus is limited, and a human face, with its sharp contrast, its movement, its noise, is simply the most interesting object in the room. It sounds reasonable. It sounds complete. And for decades, that's where the conversation ended. But that explanation has a problem, a significant one. If babies stared simply because faces are visually stimulating, they'd stare equally at every face. Strangers, photographs, mannequins, they don't. Research shows that babies as young as 4 months old distinguish between a face that is looking at them versus a face that is looking slightly away. 4 months old. They aren't just seeing a face. They are detecting intention. They are tracking whether you are tracking them. That's not a visual preference. That's social cognition, and it rewrites everything you thought this moment was. In a landmark study out of the University of Cambridge, researchers placed infants and adults facing each other and measured both of their brain activity simultaneously. What they found stopped the scientific community cold. When a baby and an adult made direct eye contact, their brain waves began to synchronize. Not metaphorically, literally. The electrical patterns in the baby's brain started mirroring the adult's, falling into rhythm, aligning in real time. The moment eye contact was broken, the synchronization dissolved. Think about what that means. That baby staring at you isn't a passive observer. That baby is reaching, neurologically reaching, across the space between you, latching onto your brain and pulling your nervous systems into alignment. No adult can do this. No technology replicates it. It is one of the most sophisticated biological acts a human being performs. And it happens before they can walk, before they can speak, before they can do almost anything else. That stare has a purpose. But here's where it gets more interesting. Not all stares are the same. Researchers at Harvard Medical School discovered that babies don't stare randomly. There is a precise internal logic driving where their gaze lands and how long it stays. Babies stare longest at what they don't understand. When something fits neatly into what they already know, their gaze moves on quickly. But when something contradicts their expectations, when something doesn't make sense, they freeze on it. Scientists call this the violation of expectation effect. Your face is a document the baby is reading. Every micro-expression, every tension in your jaw, every flicker behind your eyes. The baby is scanning it, cataloging it, running it against everything they've learned so far. Familiar faces get read faster. Strangers get studied longer. And a face that's hiding something, a face performing calm while feeling something else entirely, gets the longest stare of all. They can feel the mismatch. They don't have words for it. They don't need them. This brings us to something most parenting books completely miss. Your baby is not just looking at your face. They are using your face to understand reality. Psychologists call this social referencing. When a baby encounters something unfamiliar, a new object, a sudden sound, an unknown person, their first instinct is not to process it directly. Their first instinct is to look at you. Your reaction becomes their reality. If you look relaxed, they relax. If your face tightens with anxiety, they absorb that anxiety as factual information. This thing is dangerous. Every expression you make is being downloaded. And here's the part that sits with you. Babies also mirror emotions before they consciously experience them. Studies show that when an adult displays genuine warmth during eye contact, measurable changes occur in the baby's cortisol levels. Their stress hormones literally drop. Your calm doesn't just comfort them. Your calm becomes their biology. That stare is the mechanism through which this transfer happens. It is the open channel, and what you send through it matters more than most people ever realize. Now, this is the part that will stay with you. In the 1970s, developmental psychologist Edward Tronick designed what became one of the most disturbing experiments in child psychology. It's called the still face experiment. A mother sits across from her infant. They play, they laugh, they lock eyes. The baby is visibly joyful, completely alive in the connection. Then, on cue, the mother goes blank. She doesn't leave. She doesn't look away. She simply removes all expression from her face. Still, neutral, empty. Within seconds, the baby notices. They try to re-engage. They smile harder. They gesture. They make sounds, increasingly urgent sounds, attempting to pull the mother's face back to life. When nothing works, the baby breaks. They turn away, curl inward. Some begin to cry. Their whole nervous system destabilizes, not from pain, not from hunger, but from the disappearance of a responding face. One blank expression. That's all it took. Because for a baby, your face isn't decoration. It is orientation. It is safety. It is proof that the world responds, that the world sees them. When that disappears, even for 90 seconds, the collapse is immediate. Researchers at MIT took this further, and what they found elevates this entire conversation. Eye contact doesn't just comfort a developing brain. Eye contact builds one. Studies tracking infant brain development confirmed that responsive eye contact, the kind where you look back, where your face answers theirs, directly stimulates the growth of neural connections in the prefrontal cortex. That's the region responsible for decision-making, emotional regulation, and long-term thinking. The babies who received more consistent, responsive eye contact showed stronger connectivity in these regions months later. Not marginally stronger, significantly stronger. This means the quiet moments, the ones where you're simply looking at your baby and they're looking back at you, are not empty time. They are construction time. The brain being assembled behind those eyes is being shaped in measurable ways by whether a face across the room looks back, by whether you look back. That stare the baby is holding you with, it is a request. It is neurological infrastructure being laid down in real time, and your response, or your distraction, is the answer that gets built into them. There is something important to name here. Not to cause alarm, but because it matters. When a baby consistently avoids eye contact, when they turn away from faces, resist direct gaze, or show limited interest in social referencing, developmental specialists take notice. This pattern is one of the earliest observable markers they study. It doesn't confirm anything on its own, but it signals that the eye contact channel, the one responsible for synchronization, emotional regulation, and brain development, may not be functioning the way it should. Early attention to this can change outcomes significantly, which is why understanding what normal, healthy eye contact looks like isn't just interesting, it is useful. If a baby's stare sometimes makes you slightly uncomfortable, hold it, look back, answer it. That discomfort you feel is not awkwardness. It is two nervous systems doing something ancient and necessary. Go back to that original moment. A baby, staring at you, unblinking. You thought it was simple, instinctual maybe, a little strange. But now you know what's actually happening inside it. A brain, weeks or months old, is reaching out across the gap between two bodies and latching onto yours. It is synchronizing with your neural rhythms. It is reading your expressions for data about the world. It is using your face to regulate its own stress hormones, to build its prefrontal cortex, to learn whether reality is safe. That stare is not random. That stare is one of the most complex cognitive acts occurring anywhere on the planet. And it's being performed by someone who cannot yet hold their own head up. The next time a baby locks eyes with you and holds it, don't look away. You are not just being watched. You are being needed, in the most profound neurological sense of that word. And if this felt deep, wait until you hear why babies laugh at absolutely nothing. That one is even stranger.